And
Yeah.
Shelley Capito, the Republican senator from West Virginia, and thank you for your time today. Some people call it a crisis. The administration will not use that word. What do you call it?
Well, if this isn't a crisis, I don't know what is. I mean, Department of Homeland Security is projecting 117,000 unaccompanied minors coming across our border. February was the largest month ever, and we're holding these children with DHS longer than they're supposed to be held. Where's the outrage? I certainly feel outraged because I think it's a direct result of the signaling and the policies that the president says he's going to put into place.
And so, I think you've been in touch with the administration, you've been to the White House. What do you think about their willingness to try to take this on? I know they want to get the COVID relief bill through, and I want to ask you about that. But at the same time, there is something happening that they probably don't want to pay as much attention to, but it's happening regardless.
Well, it is happening, and you hear the governor of Texas, the whole issue of them coming across the border and then COVID testing and then releasing them out into the general public. I mean, we're reaching a point where we're seeing a lot of good progress being made on the COVID front, and now if I was the governor of Texas, I'd be very concerned about that. But the thing about it is the outrage that we've heard over the last 4 years was all about the children who are being held for too long and for an extended period of time. So that's exactly what's happening, only the numbers are even bigger. So I think the White House certainly has seen a red flag here. On
COVID, you going to vote yes or no?
I'm voting no. Absolutely.
How come?
Well, I mean, Bill, the package is just bloated with $1 trillion of extraneous items that are not for the targeted emergency relief that the 10 of us Republicans went to the White House to offer. We see the numbers today. The economy is recovering. More people are working. There still is a lot of help to be done, and certainly on the health side and on the unemployment side. We were willing and ready to go there, but when we have all these other things in there to the tune of $1 trillion, that's a non-starter for me.
One of your fellow senators, Senator Murkowski of Alaska, she told this to Politico that I can just sit back and say I don't want to have anything to do with it, but instead I've got to look at it from the perspective of, all right, if it's going to pass, are there ways that it can be shaped? So going into this weekend, as the amendments are going to be put forward, is there anything that you would put forward that could actually pass, or are we basically looking at a foregone conclusion that no Republicans will be able to get something changed in this bill?
I don't think we're necessarily on the amendment process looking at a foregone conclusion. Two of the things I'm going to look to try to amend the bill to is to expand the use of these dollars for broadband deployment, particularly in rural America. There is no specific broadband dollar. There are no specific broadband dollars in here. Important, and that's a bipartisan issue. The other thing is infrastructure. We're getting ready to do a big bipartisan infrastructure package. Let's use some of these dollars to fill that gap that we always have with the gas tax to pay for this. And so I think there again, another bipartisan issue. I mean, I'm not pie in the sky here to think that everybody's going to, make these changes, but if we can improve it, I think we should.
Just a couple of things, sharp questions here. Will any Republican vote for the $2 trillion bill, do you think, in the Senate, yes or no?
I think yesterday was a good indication that no Republican will vote for it,
but if that's the case,
I think you don't know at the end.
Yeah, I apologize. On which bill, or what is the first bill under this administration where a Republican senator will vote with Democrats?
Well, that's the big disappointment here, Bill, because we've had 5 bipartisan COVID packages. This was the perfect bill to demonstrate to the country that we can and will work together, and we have, the best intentions to try to solve this pandemic issue. So this was where we should have joined together. We are going to have infrastructure. Hope springs eternal here. I'm an optimist. I think this is an area we've worked together before. Hopefully it's something we can do together again.
I respect the answer. He preached unity Inauguration Day.
Right. I've been in the Oval Office twice, and he said the same exact thing. And he seems willing himself
Do you think he's willing,
to
but
negotiate.
His staff is not?
I think the forces that are pushing him are a little bit stronger than what his natural inclinations are. He wants to deal, but it doesn't feel like everybody else wants to.
Well, he's the president.
I think you're right.
Thank you.
Exactly. Great point.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Thank you, Senator.